Hi, my name is Jason Bell, and today we're going to talk over 5 ways on how to study poker. Okay, so the first way is to read books. Books are great. Books are outstanding. There are old books, there are new books, there are books in between. Now, some of the older books might not be as beneficial, but the newer books are great because poker changes with time. Year over year, it changes. So, like for example, people are 3-betting and 4-betting more often these days than they did, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So a book like Doyle Brunson's Super System, although it's a great book, it may not be so beneficial to read. One book that's a little bit old, but I still really like it, is actually Hold'em Poker for Advanced Players. This is a great one. As you can see, I've got many bookmarks and I've highlighted it throughout. This is by David Sklansky and Mason Malmuth. So this is an awesome book. It's a great one to read. Really, really good for learning the fundamentals of poker. There are other more books that just came out recently that are great, such as Jonathan Little's Excelling at No Limit Hold'em or Chris Moorman's Book of Poker. So those are also really, really good. I just read the Jonathan Little book. I'll link it down below. It's also highly recommended to read. Another way to study poker is to search Google. Just if you have a question like, okay, how do I play 2 cent, 5 cent on online poker? Well, there are all sorts of blogs and videos and stuff you can learn from and articles you can read just by searching Google. Like, when to bet, when to fold, when to call, hand analysis and all of that sort of stuff. So Google is just an amazing tool to use for research. Another aspect is go to YouTube. You're doing it now. Thanks for being here. So YouTube is great. So what I like to do on YouTube especially is right before I go, or within a few days before I go play some live poker, I look at poker tells and I search poker tells on YouTube. I can't tell you how many times this has benefited me. So I've caught many people in the act of bluffing. I know exactly when they're not bluffing. It's great. Another source too is just look at vlogs, like poker vlogs, like Andrew Nemi and Brad Owen and Poker Crowd. There's so many of them. They're really entertaining to watch too. So YouTube is a great source of material to study. So I highly, highly recommend it. Another one is play poker online. Just play. So there are 3 main websites that United States players can play on unless you live in Nevada or New Jersey. So if you live in New Jersey, you can pretty much play on any poker site that you want, such as 888 Poker or PokerStars. So, but for people that don't live in those 2 states, there's Bet Online, there's Ignition Casino, and then there's America's Card Room. All 3 are really good. My least favorite is probably Bet Online. The reason being is because a few months ago I did discover some bots, and what those are people using programs to bet for them, maybe while they're away or doing something else. I ran into too many cases of that. Ignition Casino was probably the most active, and it was the most action out of all the poker sites. It was great. They had a decent selection of poker tournaments and okay cash games, but what really turned me off is the new update that came out maybe a month and a half or 2 months ago. That update basically is a new user interface, and so what it made you do is you had to actually choose which level that you want to play at. So if you want to play in 2 cent, 5 cent, or 5 cent, 10 cent, it would pick the table for you. So you couldn't just look at a table, pull it up on your window and say, oh, I like this one, this action's good, or this action's not good. Now they place you in a table. I really was not impressed by that. So I then went to America's Card Room, and that is probably my current favorite one. Although the action is a little bit more difficult. They've got a much bigger selection of poker tournaments and sit and goes and spin and goes and different variations of those. So those are really decent. So put $50 down, put $100 down, whatever. Just learn. some of the best poker players today actually started out playing online poker and then transitioned into live poker. So it's much more difficult to transition from live to online, because online, the skill set, everyone's good. So, and it's a really, really good place to just dive in and learn. So online poker, play it, it's great, it's fun. So the fifth way to study poker is to go to forums, like 2+2. I've got a 2+2 subscription, and I actually link it to my Tap-A-Talk app on my phone. And so throughout the day, if I've got a question or if I want to post something or learn something about this style of play, I just go to the forums and check them out. A lot of professional players use the forums. It's a really, really good tool. So in a nutshell, those are the 5 areas, 5 different ways you can study poker. So you can play online, you can read books, you can search YouTube, Google, and go to the forums. A lot of people always ask, well, how long should I study for? Well, is it 30 minutes? Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? Is it every day? Is it twice a week? Well, it depends on your skill level. You know, if you're just a casual player, maybe play once every week or 2, then studying may not be, okay, maybe you study a little bit, but maybe not much. Now, if you play frequently online, maybe once a night or once every couple nights, then maybe studying 30 minutes to an hour a week, maybe, is probably a good thing to do. If you really want to get good at it though, I would recommend studying at least 30 minutes a day if you play regularly. Like the semi-pros and the pros out there, they study at least 30 minutes to an hour a day and sometimes more. So, I mean, it's their job. It's what they do for a living. So they have to study. So they need to progress, they need to get better, and so they can be the best player that they can be. So whether you're a casual player or a professional, it depends on your length of time it takes that you should study for. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to comment and let me know what you thought of this video, and please subscribe for more videos.